Yeah, unfortunately, you gave everyone a boner and then you took it away from them real fast.
But if you ever pass on Brian Thomas Jr. in the first round, pick 7 or whatever it was, you're a fucking moron. Welcome back to the Feed the Need Fantasy Football Podcast, the number one 16-team fantasy football podcast in the world. I am your host, Derek Moody. As always, the Season 2 Feed the Need champion, Trev Brown. How are you doing?
Hey, just got done recording another pod. Got done talking about week 1, how everything went. Good guys, bad guys, shitty guys, not shitty guys, good teams, bad teams, Jimmy's team, fucking horrible. Just had a fun time. And now we get to talk kind of more, look forward to is the future. Week 2, hopefully to be 4-0 total as combined pod hosts. Where do we start?
Yeah, we're going to jump right into. I just put out a thing in the group chat of, do we want consensus rankings that you do with your little apps that you got, or do we want the throwback Trev Brown, very biased and controversial power rankings? And so far, it is an absolute landslide. We're going to go bring back the power rankings, but we're going to bring it back next week. Okay, this week we already had plans.
Yeah, unfortunately, you gave everyone a boner and then you took it away from them real fast. It's every Friday night of mine the last literally 2.5 years. Thanks for that, Moody. But the consensus rankings are something that I felt like it was more unbiased. And now that I've done it for a few weeks, I'm kind of just like, fuck it. It's my pod show. It's my fucking podcast. I'm going to be as biased as I want.
Exactly.
So it's our podcast. We get to be as biased as however the hell we want. And I'm going to bring that back. Unfortunately, I'm not bringing it back this week. I am doing another week of the consensus computer rankings, what the computers think are going to do well. So with that being said,
just a foresight, I don't agree with half of them, but continue.
Yeah. And these are pretty controversial as well. And so we can get some good essentially back and forth with these. So top 5 consensus here. The number 1 team is going to be Merle, Tyler, Mike, Spencer, and Garrett. Those 5. Which team deserves it the most to be in the top 5?
Merle's ahead and his team put up the most points.
So you agree with the computer, the consensus that Merle is the best team in the league?
Bingo. I agree.
Well, who's on his team?
Okay, Merle's team here, he has Matthew Stafford, Bijan Robinson, David Montgomery, Cooper Kupp, Justin Jefferson, Brock Bowers, Jameson Williams, and then he has a very bad wide, just an awful flex spot. I don't even know who's going to start there. But other than that, he has 2 of the top 5 receivers. Jameson Williams looked absolutely amazing. Bijan's Bijan. David Montgomery, like we talked about the last pod, I always put him on the back burner, but he does not deserve to be there. Matt Stafford with Cooper Kupp. We don't really care for stacks. I like stacks sometimes. And Stafford and Kupp are 2 peas in the pod. So it's a team to feed the need.
I'm pretty sure that the computer got it right with Merle. For sure. Bijan's great. I mean, pretty good. He's going to do well. David Montgomery's going to score his touchdowns, probably get 15 to 20. Cooper Kupp is back. As long as he don't hurt himself, he's a 15 to 20 a week guy, a 12 to 20 a week guy, which is crazy to say. Justin Jefferson's the best receiver in football. Still believe that. Brock Bowers is a pretty good tight end. And then Jameson Williams, if he can catch a ball and do what he did on Sunday, or I guess, Sunday night.
Yeah.
He'll be just fine. So Merle, I think head above water here on this one.
Yeah.
He's got a great team.
The only thing that Merle does not have is just depth. One of his flex
Right.
spots is not very good, and it just falls off. He's got to stay healthy, but his starters are heavy better than everybody else.
And no one's going to have depth and feed the need the first probably 3, 4, 5 weeks of the season until trades happen, until good pickups on the waiver wire happen, all that stuff. No one will have depth. So I'm not picking on people too much for depth yet. I just like his players on his starting lineup.
Bingo. You said number 2 team was Tyler Daly?
The number 2 team was Tyler Daly. I'm just sensing some animosity.
No, I like the top 2. Tyler Daly's team, he got a win week 1, put up 100-something points. He goes CJ Stroud, he looked great with all those weapons. Jonathan Taylor looked good. James Cook looked serviceable. Then Nico Collins looked just fine. Rashee Rice, Taysom Hill as a tight end. It's a cheat code. He's in the backfield running the ball, and when no other tight end does that. Adonai Mitchell, he had 2 balls that absolute would have been double digit.
I saw that.
I mean, he looked good. He looked like Richardson was looking his way. And then Brian Thomas, that rookie there too. Christian Kirk looked like ass. Gabe Davis is just the normal Gabe Davis. Brian Thomas looked like a lot of upside there. Rico Dowdle got some work. Ty Chandler got some work. Luke McCaffrey had a fucking fake screen pass, throwback pass, run thing. I don't know, but he has some guys on his team with some depth and some really good top guys.
Looked awesome.
Rashee Rice.
Well, he looked okay, but you know who looked like he was their number 1 guy that they were targeting almost every time? Brian Thomas Jr.
Bingo. And that's arguably his 3rd or 4th receiver off it.
I was not expecting him to look like a 1. He looked like the 1.
Yeah. And that's the thing too. His team is Merle's team is really good with top end guys. Daly's team has some top end guys, and he has a lot of that depth in his lineup. I like Daly's team a lot. Rashee Rice is the new slant god. And I don't know if this is kind of an inside joke to half the league. Just saying. Just saying. I fucked up and did it, but I still did it. But anyways, yeah, I like Daly's team. Who was the 3rd team on the consensus?
How do I pick the top legit 4 wide receiver rookies in this draft and somehow not get any of the top 4 rookie wide receivers that played this week? I just don't understand.
I don't know. That's tough.
Oh, fucking. Sorry, go ahead. The number 3 consensus was Mike.
Mike seems good. I talked shit about Mike's team. I didn't really care for it. He was in the top rankings the last time. I didn't really care for his running backs. Zeke, I don't even know what that guy did, if he even played. I genuinely do not care. But he just did a trade, and he got CeeDee Lamb to pair with Jamar Chase, Anthony Richardson.
10 for 40 and Tug. That's what we thought Zeke would do. That's what I thought Zeke would do.
That's literally it. He's going to get you 10 for 40 or 10 for 40 in the tub. He's literally a fucking tight end. I don't care, but having CD and Jamar Chase now, this is an absolute Mike lineup. Javonte Williams, that we talked about in the last podcast, is awful. I do like Mike's team. Anthony Richardson, I just don't think he's going to be that consistent. I think Mike's going to have a lot of
Mike's team's bad. Mike's team's bad, dude. No, don't say you like his team. No, you don't have to do that. You just said exact words. I like his team. So fuck it. Okay, you're 100% right on your takes. Okay, just be confident with them, because Zeke fucking Elliott is. You're right. A tight end. He's gonna get 8 points. Maybe. Javonte Williams is the worst running back in football. We already had this conversation. CeeDee Lamb ain't going to do nothing until week 4 or 5. Jake Ferguson's already hurt. DeAndre Hopkins fucking gets hurt and is as healthy as a fucking wet paper towel. And Tyler Lockett's not going to catch more than 3 touchdowns this year. What are we doing? No, you don't have to fucking say you like his team, because his team's fucking bad. I don't know how the consensus got that horseshit of a team into a top 3. Maybe because they like names, I guess. I don't know. I can't. This is exactly the reason I can't wait to bring this back, because Mike would be a bottom 5 team, not a fucking top 3 team.
Okay, I agree. When I say I like his team, I like his team because he's going to have a couple weeks that just go. He's going to have a 140-point week just because Jamar Chase.
No, he wants to fucking trade. He wants to trade for Marvin Harrison, a guy who scored 0.9 points on my team this last week, and his team is so horseshit that I look at it for fucking 5 seconds and I'm just like, send me your whole team for fucking what player that gave me 0.9 because your team's trash, bad. And the trades he did today did not help. I don't know what the fuck he's thinking trying to trade for Javonte Williams. Dude, Mike, step into my office if you want an actual upgrade on a trade. You trade with these kids that are just going to rape you all day. Fucking have fun. I didn't really like you like ass play like that.
Third team was Garrett. No, I'm going to go to team 5 because I want a nice pick. I like Garrett. We're going to go into Garrett's team, and we'll go in on number 4. Garrett's team has Josh Allen. We talked about him last spot about how good he is, how consistent he is. The number 1 overall quarterback. Tony Pollard looked like he took over that job in Tennessee. Gus Edwards, not very good. Didn't look JK there. He's going to have to kind of wait till JK does JK things and misses time. Tyreek Hill, DK Metcalf, Jordan Akins. I don't give a crap about that guy. He's just Joku. What?
A-Chain.
No, it's Jordan Akins. He's a tight end, Browns. Anyways, that's why Feed the Need is the best. It's like, who the fuck is this guy? Because that's all we got.
Jordan Atkins. I know that guy. I kind of know that guy. Tight end, I think.
Anyways, Garrett team fills out with George Pickens, Adam Thielen, and he lost, like we just said, David Njoku this week. But Garrett's team is just a bunch of guys that's going to get carried by the top 2 of Allen and Tyreek Hill. And he has a couple other guys there that are going to just kind of be consistently okay. I think he's a top 4 team, especially with Tyreek Hill. They just can absolutely go nuclear whenever every single play. Josh Allen's consistent.
No, again, you're wrong, Moody. I hate to be the bearer of bad news. You're wrong again. You're wrong again because Moody, you said it in your answer again. You're saying smart things, but then you're just coming up with saying some dumb things right after you're saying smart things. So Josh Allen and Tyreek Hill, you're 100% right. They're going to do good. You said it earlier in the podcast that Josh Allen is a 20-point guy with a touchdown every week. The last 20 weeks, all that stuff. He's a stud. Tyreek Hill is going to get you your 20 to 25. That's awesome, dude. The rest of his team's. So Tony Pollard, he looked okay, but he didn't do much. They say he gets 10 points. Gus Edwards, he didn't look like much. That's 5 to 10. I mean, with those top 4 players, he's looking at about 65, 70 points right there. And that's if Tyreek Hill and Josh Allen go for 30 and 25 respectively. Okay. Then you have to add in Jordan Akins, George Pickens, Adam Thielen. Bryce Young didn't look like he can throw the ball. I don't think Adam Thielen's got it this year like he did maybe last year. I just think his team's a perennial like 80 team, like 75 team, and they're blowing the rankings are blowing his load because of the top 2, just like kind of how you said it. But when you actually add the rest of his team, it's not it. It's not the move.
I just know I like. In the middle, let's just say 10 through 4. It's kind of just a jumbled, like, pick 'em kind of thing.
Right.
Garrett's in there. Okay. I like it. It's not awful, but the bottom 6 are just so bad. I like it. So it's compared to that is what I'm getting at when I say I like this. But the number 4 consensus team, will you tell me that guy again, please?
So the number 4 consensus team, and my co-host vehemently despises this at number 4. Spencer Bud.
I just want you to see this. These are the standings. Let me scroll down the standings to his team, okay? He's in 13th place. He only outscored He's put 75 points. So that's literally 18 lower than the league average. He has Joe Burrow. Okay, cool. He had 7 points. Kyron Williams, Isaiah Pacheco, Michael Pittman, Devontae Smith, George Kittle, Chuba Hubbard, Ladd McConkey, Ravens defense. Okay, not bad. He has Kyron Williams. He literally, there was question marks of him being the stud running back, and Blake Corum going to take over the role. Kyron's his guy. Isaiah Pacheco, I really like that guy. After that, nothing gets me excited. Absolutely nothing even gets me even remotely itchy down there. Joe Burrow, okay, you look like dog shit. That offense looked awful. Jamar Chase missing all that time. T. Higgins has a hammy. Michael Pittman, what has he done in the last couple of years? Not shit. He's just a fucking league average receiver with a bunch of hype. Devontae Smith, he's going to have his games up or down. I like Devontae Smith, but he's the 1B in that offense. He's going to have some boom games. He's going to have some okay games. George Kittle, did he even do anything last week? He was one of my favorite picks in the draft, but he's in that tight end position. Who gives a fuck? Ladd McConkey, he caught 1 touchdown and got in on this fucking slant that he got in. Chuba Hubbard, I don't give a fuck about him. You can't score 75 points to feed the need and be in the top 5 of the feed the need. That's not a fucking thing. His team is not good. He's not going to do a trade to do anything to fix it. You send him a trade, and I have to deal with him fucking at the fucking office because he doesn't know what to do. He stresses about it. And Spencer, how you know you're going to watch this sitting right next to you in the fucking van tomorrow? Shut the fuck up. Your team is ass. Fuck off. Okay.
I thought he was going to trade me Pacheco yesterday. Oh, he didn't do it.
That was a dog shit offer from you. Anyways, continue.
How bad you want Marvin Harrison? I just don't understand. How bad you want him? You want the second round pick or do you not want the second round pick? It's the same same for same. Tit for tat, pussy. Fucking eat a dick saying it's not a good trade.
That's it. I can say
Marvin Harrison for Isaiah Pacheco straight across for all you guys wondering. 6 picks apart, 1 week apart. Like that's you throw the draft out the window. That's really not that bad of a trade. For you to say that's a horseshit trade, that's the reason why I don't fucking trade and feed the need, because you fucking pussies fucking think that a trade is an actual ass raping and you don't even get flowers afterwards. You don't even get taken out to dinner. You just get fucking bumped, fucked, and fucking thrown and cummed on the back and then fucking say, hey, thanks for that. Bye. Like, no, sometimes it's like, sometimes you want good players in trades, unlike anybody in this fucking league. Come after Marvin Harrison, come after Malik Neighbors, fucking combat with someone. Don't come out with fucking Gabe Davis and fucking some shit kicker who didn't catch a ball in the first. Like, get the fuck out of here.
Anyway, Spencer's team is fucking dog shit. He doesn't deserve a top 4 spot. No chance, dog shit. You got his ass beat week 1. You don't get in the top 5. Consensus can lick my absolute sack. Okay.
So that's consensus top 5. Let's switch this up to consensus bottom 5. Sorry, Paddock at 12, Dallas at 13, Blackburn at 14, Caleb at 15, and by no surprise, and to your no imagination here, Jimmy Cook, who scored 39 points in opening week 1, had every single one of his players go below projections, probably for the first time in Feed the Need history. The kid who forgot to draft, essentially, like if we're doing Harry Potter, the kid who forgot how to draft, Jimmy Cook, is 16.
Yeah. Where do you want to start?
We don't have to talk about all these guys. I really just kind of want to fucking destroy Jimmy.
Let's hear it.
Well, I played him. And I talked a little bit about it last pod, so I don't want to just regurgitate what I said. But for fuck's sake, man, I just can't get over how bad his draft was. Like, for someone who's won this league 4 times, it just seems like over the last few years, he's tried too hard. You know, he spends a lot of time in one area and he doesn't come over and bullshit very much. and if he does, it's for like 2 seconds, just see how you do. Like, I don't know if it's a strategy that got changed up over the last few years, but it's not working. It's not even close. He got super lucky to sneak into the playoffs last year because I lost 4 straight weeks to end the season, and we both finished 6-8, and he snuck into that 12th spot. So just super, super lucky. He should be on a two-year playoff droughtless stretch, and Jaleel McLaughlin and Jalen Warren and Jordan Mason and Deontay Johnson aren't the answers. Like, and even his good players, when it comes to Amon-Ra and Chris Olave, I've never been a Chris Olave fan. So you're going to tell me that Derek Carr scores 35 points in New Orleans, and Chris Olave scores fucking how many?
2.1.
He has 2.1, and they fucking score 35 points as an offense? Are you shitting me? That's your second round pick? Like, what the fuck is wrong with people? So Jimmy unfortunately doesn't have anybody to blame but himself for his worst and for his ranking. And I honestly don't think Jimmy gets above 60 points. So he has some work to do, brother. What do you think?
A lot of work to do. You nailed the head on the coffin. We talked about it. There's not a lot of hope to come. Like you said, Derek Carr had an absolute career game in New Orleans. He had some game like that back with Oakland, but that's his best he's ever played in New Orleans. And you're telling me the best receiver there got 2 targets? Gross. It's alarming. It's an absolute alarming. Like, I have Drake London, and the Falcons, he had 2 targets, 2 catches, and it's like, well, the offense sucked ass, so maybe I'll give him a little bit of slack. He had the best game of his career from his quarterback and just nothing. Amon-Ra, he'll be fine. Amon-Ra's Amon-Ra week 1. You bank on him coming back, being fine. Jaleel McLaughlin's an absolute flex option at best. I think his time in the long run will be okay, but not as your RB1. Jalen Warren, just no thank you. It just, like you said, when you take Travis Kelce in the second round, it's just ugh. Yep. It just fucks you over.
Travis Kelce in the second, Kyler Murray in the fourth. It's just the absolute worst.
I want to talk about 2 teams real quick. One, just spot them here. Paddock, real quick. He's in the bottom, especially if Christian McCaffrey misses more time. If he doesn't, he can take a jump to kind of the middle of the road. But right. He has Zay Flowers and Mark Andrews, which he did those back-to-back picks, which is like, okay, whatever. I genuinely hand up. I like Zay Flowers this year.
Yeah, he looked okay. He looked good.
Yeah, Mark Andrews looked just okay, but he just got double-teamed, triple-teamed. I saw that.
And no tight ends look good. It seems like the NFL really tried to get rid of tight ends this last offseason, really worked on trying to shut down anyway.
Yeah, but one thing I don't understand, Paddock, he put $7 on Rashad Bateman. So now he has 3 Ravens. And are you going to start him? It just weirds me. I don't know that. Like, he needs a lot of help, especially if Christian McCaffrey misses time. If he misses any time, it's going to go down. I think that's pretty smart.
I think that's pretty smart. Early in the season, you don't want.
I agree.
What happened to who went down? Who went down? Well, even like this happened. Like, Waddle was in the tent for like all of a drive or 2 drives, on Sunday, blah blah blah. And so once Waddle goes out, who's the next guy? So it just, I think that's probably what Josh is thinking. He doesn't want to go search for the next guy. If his guy gets hurt, he'd rather just have that next guy, even if he's not going to be as good. No one thinks Rashad Bateman's going to be a fucking league winner by any stretch of the imagination. I do think that if one of his guys goes down, he steps up and maybe goes 100 yards in a touchdown that next game. So I can see what Josh is thinking.
Yeah, I got you. One other team I don't agree with consensus is Blackburn's team. Kind of like the same conversation about the talk with Spencer. I don't like Spencer's team. You can't put up 75 week 1 and then say you're a top 4 team. I just don't agree. The exact opposite. Blackburn's 9th in standings, but he put up the 6th most points of the week. He just traded Derrick Henry, got Josh Jacobs. and JSN. I like JSN. He has potential. I think he's taken over that Tyler Lockett role. It just all depends on if Geno Smith can just play serviceable quarterback. But Blackburn has Lamar Jackson, Josh Jacobs, Travis Etienne, Stephon Diggs, Tank Dell, Evan Ingram, JSN, Josh Palmer. Jerry Jeudy on his bench. I was going to highlight him earlier in one of the podcasts early on. I like Jerry Jeudy there. He's looked good with Deshaun Watson. If Deshaun Watson can just be decent, I'm not saying his team's great. I just don't think he's a bottom 5. He's kind of like if you tell me he's bottom 7, I would believe you, but no, I don't think he's bottom 5.
Yeah, I mean, his team's kind of bottom fishy smell, man. I'm getting a lot of bottom fishery smell out of his team, dude. So it's a very average team. Like I said, you're probably right. When this consensus, his team's probably more of an 8, a 7 through 10 team.
Yeah, I fully agree.
Essentially, Lamar's good. Josh Jacobs will have games, maybe. With no Jordan Love, that's a question mark to trade for a running back there, especially with.
He's just going to get fed for the next couple of weeks.
No way. No. That's not how this works, especially with a not proven per se backup, but a backup who's started a handful of games in the league. That's not what's going to happen. Malik Willis is going to throw the ball 20, 25 times a game. He's going to be just fine. And I don't know if he's going to use Josh Jacobs as the pass down back either. I don't know if Josh Jacobs is going to get positive script out of Malik Willis playing quarterback. I don't particularly think that that's the foregone conclusion. So
you're saying to tell me to fire up Marshawn Lloyd?
I'm telling you, Josh Jacobs has a back injury that no one's fucking talked about. That he's all of a sudden questionable with a back injury because he's limited in practice. But I'm just saying he's not going to go rush the ball 30 times a game. So I don't know. Trading for Josh Jacobs is Travis Etienne. We'll see how their offense is. I'm still not sold on Jacksonville. So we'll see. Travis Etienne's a pretty good back. Stephon Diggs, he looked pretty good. Tank Dell, having 2 wide receivers there seems sketchy. Evan Ingram is okay. JSN is not the move. I would be fading any kind of Seattle wide receiver. Just absolutely fading, not trading for, especially not trading for. And Joshua Palmer, who's also questionable. So I got Trev this weekend. My team made it through week 1 unscathed.
It's a mid team. It's a mid team. I just don't think it's a bottom tier. If we did tiers, he wouldn't be in the bottom tier. That's all I'm saying.
Right. We did do tiers for a little while. We did do tiers.
Come back next week. Just saying. We could do tiers. We could just do all 1 through 16. You never know. It's all up to Trevor's discretion. That being said,
it. Those are the rankings.
That's it. Yeah. So with that being said, we're going to kick off to the week 1 shit kicker of the week.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Dipshit of the Week. There was a lot to sift through. A lot. That said, the Dipshit of the Week this week put together such an awful performance that when I began my research, I did everything in my power to shield myself from the disgustingness that was this starting lineup. This, shockingly, actually, is not the worst performance we've ever had. Shout out Jordan Hunt. Miss you. Anyways, the dipshit of the week is with ease Jimmy Cook. You scored sub 40 points. Less than 40 points with an entire team. It's actually incredible. resembles the score of what you claim to shoot on the front nine every time with a 39. One of those happened. It was not your scorecard. It was unfortunately your fantasy team. It's just bad. You have no running backs. Deontay Johnson's quarterback might actually be the worst NFL quarterback I've ever seen in my life. Travis Kelce is basically known for being Taylor Swift's fuck piece at this point. I'm not confident he's an NFL tight end anymore. Olave managed to somehow shit the bed, even though Derek Carr had the best game he's going to have all season. And I'm sure there's a bunch of other shit on your roster that I'm not going to go back and look at. So, congratulations. Your team fucking sucks. It's going to be a long season. Thanks for your $400 because you are not going to win the league. So, toodles.
Yeah, we're going to go into pick'ems here. This is one of my favorite things to do. It's just fucking pick them. We go over some matchups, pick who we're going to win, and we'll keep track of who one of us picks best. Yeah, with that first matchup of the week.
And make sure, so you definitely could just skip to your pick'ems and all that stuff. You absolutely could do that. At the same time, there's a lot of talk about who we think is going to do good, who we think is not going to do good, all that stuff. A lot of strategy can go involved if you just stay tuned and listen to what the fuck we have to say about each individual's team. And so I digress. Try to listen to them all.
Yeah, in these matchups, we're going to be dissecting them, talking stardoms, sit-ems. I like this matchups and stuff like that too. So yeah, first matchup of the week, we're going to go into it's kind of a fun matchup here. The number one team in the standings, not consensus standings, Merle versus Jimmy Cook here. Projected a Merle win of 106-99. I think this is a clear-cut, easiest pick of the day. I don't even know if you want to talk about a team since we already did. This is easy. Merle, give me fucking minus fucking 400. It's a Merle win.
Yeah. Merle. Jimmy just needs to. Again, Jimmy has no running backs, so Jimmy needs to get some running backs before he can even think about getting a projected win from me. So yeah, Merle, I don't need to talk about it.
Yeah, just a couple guys why I don't like Jimmy's team. Amon-Ra St. Brown versus Tampa. I don't like that matchup at all. Tampa's defense is always known for shutting down receivers. Olave against Dallas, god awful there. Like those are his two of his best players, and they have awful matchups. Cooper Kupp and Stafford is going against Arizona. I don't know if you saw the game last week, but Josh Allen, yes, he ran for 2 touchdowns, but still looked great over in the air. Give me Merle. Next matchup we're going to go to is the number 2 team in the standings, the Mish versus the number 13 Spencer here.
Yeah, about a matchup that you thought Spank didn't deserve to be in the top 4, and you definitely didn't deserve to be ranked dead last. So this matchup is definitely a little bit closer than what meets the eye over 2 and 13. I honestly think that Jordan's team probably pulls it out. Saquon, if you look at it just player for player, I like Saquon over Kyron, Kenneth over Pacheco. Barely, that's a toss-up, though. Watson and Pittman's a toss-up. Shakir and Devontae Smith probably goes to Spank. Pitts and Kittle, wash. Stevenson and Hubbard. Stevenson to Jordan. Jacoby Myers and McConkey, probably Myers. So Jordan probably has an edge on about a player and a half, 2 players. And so I think Jordan wins probably on a spread of 10 points, 10 to 15 points. I think Jordan takes it.
I talk shit about the guy earlier, but I have to go with Spencer on this one.
Whoa. First disagreement.
The first one, I just don't. Ken Walker's questionable, and I just don't think with the ab issues, just as a running back, dude, that is a little.
Abs, baby.
He's not practicing today. I don't. That's a tough one. Christian Watson with no Jordan Love. That's a tough start there. And then Spencer, he has Kyron against Arizona. That I like that matchup. Pacheco against Cincinnati. I like that a lot. Pittman versus Green Bay. I don't know if you watched AJ Green just go all out and Devontae Smith just shit all over the Packers, but Pittman's in a good spot there to start. I don't really care. I don't think he's going to blow up like that, but I think he's going to have a good game. Devontae Smith against Atlanta. I think he's going to have a decent game. Spencer just has a lot of matchups that are going to carry him to, I think, just score just a couple more points. Not by a lot. Just I do think that Spencer pulls it out. Yeah, I don't like saying it, but I like his matchups so just a little bit more than the Mish.
Yeah, no, I don't think so. I think you got it wrong on this one. Mish by about 15.
Oof. Okay, the next matchup here is the number 10, Daddy Dilla. Not quite yet. I talked to him a little while ago, and hopefully in the morning, fingers crossed, that baby Dilla will be here. But number 10, Dilla versus number 15, Dallas Wilkins here. You want me to go first or you?
Go ahead.
Okay, with this, I'm going to go with Dallas in this because of two reasons. Devon A-Chain and T. Higgins. They're both questionable. T. Higgins is doubtful. A-Chain plays tomorrow night. No Mostert, which could be huge, but he's already kind of banged up. Just, I don't know. I do like the Patty this week against Cincinnati just because of the playoff a couple years ago. Burrow kind of played well, and that's kind of becoming a nice rivalry in the NFL is Burrow versus Mahomes. So I think Mahomes has a good game. But with that being said, I'm picking Dallas here. Dak has a tough matchup against New Orleans. Just played well. But I like he has Kamara, Aaron Jones. Actually, those are god awful matchups. God awful. But
I don't particularly.
Hold on. I think this is going to be a 79-72 ball game, and Dallas pulls it out.
Low scoring, and you think Dallas pulls it out? Low scoring.
I do.
I think you're wrong. I don't think this is going to be low scoring at all. Like at all. I like both these guys' teams a decent amount this week, to be perfectly honest. I don't look at matchups as closely as you do because it usually just makes decision making harder for no apparent reason because you're going to do the same shit no matter what anyway. So with the matchups like Aaron Jones at San Fran, like how do we know that Aaron Jones ain't not going to go put up 100 yards and score 2.5 or 2 touchdowns? How do we know? How do we not know that? Like, how do we know that's not going to happen? Like, oh, his matchup shitty. Yeah, but if they score 14 points, like, and the only reason they scored 14 points was because fucking Aaron Jones had 75 yards and 2 touchdowns. Like, did he do shitty? Like, the team might have done shitty, but the matchup might have been shitty, but it wasn't. So I guess I just don't look at matchups as closely as most people do in the league. So that being said, I like Dallas's players. I like Kamara. I like Jones. I like Waddle. I like Ridley. Even Najee to an extent with Dak. I think he's going to put up a lot of points. I think that's 100. I think that's 100 points this week for sure. Dallas. And with Daddy Dilla, A-Chain's going to fucking go off. And James Conner's going to score a touchdown. Chris Godwin's probably going to score. Goddard will probably score. Rashad White will probably score. So I think Dilla's team's pretty good too. I think this is 105 to 100, maybe even 115 to 105. And I think Dallas gets the unlucky break of Dilla having a baby. So Dilla wins 115 to 105.
Going with baby Dilla. I don't agree. He has 2 people hurt. Anyways, next matchup, we're going to number 3, Mike, versus number 7, Daly here. This is a tough one. I don't care for Mike's team. It's just such boom bust with Jamar Chase, CeeDee Lamb, and Anthony Richardson. I'm going to go Daly in this. It's just too many guys in that lineup that can win. I don't trust the top endness of Mike's team, and his running backs are awful. And Zeke going against New Orleans, that's not a good matchup. AR against Green Bay, he's going to be up in the game, I think, and I just don't think he's going to be just chucking deep balls and running it himself. I think it's a Jonathan Taylor game. Just CeeDee Lamb against New Orleans, gross. No, thank you. Jamar Chase against Kansas City, they're going to absolutely double him, triple him. No, thank you. I think Daly wins again, gets to 2-0, and Mike is going to fall down in the standings because he's not going to put up very many points.
I also don't think Mike's team is any good. I think I made that clear in the Feed the Need prior, or in the podcast prior and earlier in this podcast. So I don't think Ezekiel, Elliott, Ferguson, Hopkins, and Lockett are the answers, or Javonte Williams for that matter. I think Jamar Chase and CeeDee Lamb with Anthony Richardson are going to score some points, but those are going to be few and far between, and they're not all going to hit on the same week. And so his team will have a tough time scoring above 75 points. So that's kind of the only reason I'm giving it to Tyler. Tyler's team is pretty good, though, up and down. And I really, 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 really like Brian Thomas. And so you should trade me Brian Thomas, Tyler, if you're watching this. I know you do. So and I know
he's our number one fan,
and I do know that I have other wide receivers that are comparable, especially rookies, that I would love to trade for Brian Thomas. So hit me up, and I'm also picking you, so don't fuck up. You're winning you're winning probably 110 to 85. So you got a pretty good matchup this week, brother. Tyler.
Yeah, I agree. I like Daly's team, and shout out Daly. He's always the one commenting on the post. When you comment, comment, subscribe, all that shit. Daly always does it. He always comments, which helps out the algorithm and all that shit. Shout out Daly. Thank you for all the help, support. That being said, we're going to go to Mr. Nice Guy Quinn's matchup here. Mr. Give me my $100, please, already. Your team.
Oh, we not talked about that guy in 2 pods.
I don't know, man.
An hour and a half. And his name is not came up.
Trev, put your hand up. Put your hand up, please. We fucked up when we did the post-draft pod. We did. I was editing it, and I texted Trevor. I said, we didn't do our least favorite teams. Quinn, You're fucking lucky I was coming after you. But anyways, with that being said, it's number 11 Quinn versus number 12 Caleb in this matchup. Oh, my God. The first thing I see is Caleb's quarterback, Caleb Williams, and J.K. Dobbins as his running back. And I just can't do it. It's disgusting. It is disgusting. J.K. had one good week in 3 years. If you want to put all your stock in J.K. Dobbins, go right the fuck ahead. And Caleb, you're going to finish in the bottom tier like you always do. But with that 100%. Being said, will you go? I don't even know where to even look. I can't get past those two names.
So, guys, get this. These kids that we're about to talk about, their starting QBs are Brock Purdy and Caleb Williams. And that tells you as much as you need to know about their matchup. Like, if we had a matchup called shit matchup of the week or shit fucking blah, 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 this would definitely be it. If you're just comparing their teams, you're going Jahmyr Gibbs and J.K. Dobbins. That's probably a wash for the first part a little bit. I don't know anything about J.K. and Gibbs at least I do know a little bit of it. So you probably give it to Gibbs. Mixon and Henry, you probably give that to Mixon after week 1. Samuel and Cooper, you probably give that to Debo. Scary Terry and Xavier Worthy, you probably give that to Scary Terry. Maybe. That's probably a wash, though. Kincaid and McBride, toss-up, especially after week 1. Shaheed and Zamir White, probably Zamir White, but Shaheed looked okay. and Addison or DJ Moore, you probably give that to DJ Moore. So this is really a 50-50 matchup, and I don't particularly like really any of the players. None of them are extreme boom that I like to see. Maybe Scary Terry just a little bit. Mixon obviously did do good with the 27.9 points he had in week 1, but I don't expect that again. Not back-to-back weeks. So I'm going to go Caleb. I'm going Caleb like 85 to 79. I think this game's close. I think they both put up decently close to average feed the need numbers. So maybe around 90 to 85. 90 to 85. Caleb.
Okay. When you go to, let's just say Walmart, okay? And when I was a kid, you go to Walmart and there's like the Lucky Charms, right? In this column. I was poor, man. I didn't get the Lucky Charms. I got the great value Lucky Charms over here. They're just like the JV version, right?
Right.
Clint's team is the great value, Mike Kellum's team. He has Gibbs, Mixon, and Deebo Samuel. The rest of it is absolute ass. I get Dalton Kincaid. Fuck the position. We talked about it on the last podcast. You cannot tell me that, I'm strong at the tight end position because what happened last week, Clint? Right. Your tight end doesn't fucking matter.
Nobody's strong at the tight end position.
Thank you. So, that being said, Gibbs, Mixon, Deebo Samuel, the rest of it is absolute dog shit, okay? It is awful. Shaheed is going to be 4 or 5 target, 0 catches, or 4 or 5 targets, 1 catch for 60 yards and a touchdown. Yes, cool. He got that week 1 and you still lost. Okay, your team's bad. Clint, you're a nice guy and all, but your team is ass. Just Venmo me my $100 already. You're going to be 0-2. Caleb's team, I just think that Patty, like I said on the last matchup with Dilla, I think Patty's just going to kind of have a fuck you game to Burrow this week. And I think Worthy's going to have another week of value until Hollywood comes back. Worthy will get another deep ball catch. DJ Moore, that offense has to be able to. They're going to have to do something differently. I think he's going to have a better game. Derrick Henry, I think, didn't have a great game week 1, but I think Derrick Henry's always due for a big game every single time. He didn't have a great week 1. That being said, I agree with you. It's going to be like a 90 to 72 ball game, and Caleb wins. All right, 3 more to go here. Number 4 versus number 6 in the standings. Garrett versus Uncle Rich. These are the teams like we talked about. It's in the topper tier of the league, so there's going to be fun matchups. Uncle Rich is up to Uncle Rich Stegs. I don't know if you see his matchup yet. Uncle Rich is known for one thing since we changed our defensive strategies. He doesn't have a defense. Okay, he doesn't have a defense. I saw him.
He never starts defenses.
No, dude, I was looking at it today. I don't know why I saw it. I was like, fucking Uncle Rich. I was doing his shit again. But, yeah, I don't even know. Garrett versus Rich, man, I think it's going to be an absolute barn burner of a game.
No. Yeah, sorry, go ahead. Finish.
No, you feel strong. Go ahead.
Oh, no, dude. Like, I love Rich to death. He is one of my favorite humans on the face of the world, like on the world. The fuck's he doing? Not playing defense, dude. It's just like, who cares about the extra bench spot? Like, the New England Patriots gave me 9 fucking points last week, for Christ's sakes. Play a fucking defense. Like, dude. You're gonna pick up a defense on Sunday morning because what strategy? No, that's not how that works. Like, no one's fucking waiting to pick it. So I don't understand his fucking thinking at all. I would love him to come on to the pod and explain it. I promise I'll be civil. But like, Rich, at the same time,
when you see this, Rich, text me or Trevor, and we will schedule a special pod sometime as soon as we can, just to get you on. We've had 2 guests that we've wanted since day 1, or 3. One of them was Mish, one was Dallas, and the other one was Rich. So we've had 2 of the 3. Just saying.
Yeah, we need. I would love him just to come on and explain that thinking. And because of that, I don't even want to get into his teams because him just essentially vacating a spot that could get anywhere from 2 points to 20 points is ridiculous in my opinion. And I don't want to talk about his team because I think it's a slap to the face to the rest of the league. So I'm picking the Creamers, Garrett, by default, probably by, let's say an average of 8 points. Rich, I hope you lose by fucking 8 points.
I think I'm going to go with Garrett as well. I like Rich, great dude, but I think it's just not a good matchup for him when you have Tua and you play against Tyreek. Because when Tua has that 80-yard touchdown, it's most of the time to Tyreek Hill. And then it's the Bills versus Dolphins are always just insane games. That's tomorrow night, which if you're watching it, it's going to be tonight. I'm fucking hyped for football again. It's just exciting to be back. I just think that Tyreek cancels out Tua, and Josh Allen's Josh Allen. That guy's an absolute freak. But yeah, none of the matchups really stick out for start sit-ems. Mike Evans maybe against Detroit. But yeah, I'm going to go Garrett as well, just because of Tyreek Hill. That guy, I hate the dude as a person, but on the field,
just because of Tyreek Hill. Yeah, it's not because the defense fucking is not playing at all. It fucking look like Joe Biden.
I don't think it matters. I think Garrett's going to win 90. Garrett's going to win 97 to 78.
The score is going to be fucking 85 to 83, and it's going to be because Rich didn't fucking play defense. That's what's going to fucking happen. I'm fucking manifesting that into existence right now because to show Rich that he's a fucking idiot.
Hey, you don't disrespect Rich, brother. He's a good dude. Anyways, we'll go into my matchup. 2 to go here. Me versus Paddock. It's number 5 versus number 14. I've said all along, starting this year, I want to start out 3-0. And Paddock, you're fucked. Even if McCaffrey, I just don't think he comes back, gets a full workload. And when McCaffrey's there full time, it's a tough beat with Paddock. You just don't want to play against him. I don't think McCaffrey's going to get a full workload. Jalen Hurts against Atlanta is a good matchup. Devontae Adams versus Baltimore, I do not like at all. Zach Moss versus KC, I don't care for. Just the Ravens, both against Vegas, which are nice, but I just don't think they both can eat at the same time. Yeah, I think I win a close one, and I don't think it's a lot of scoring this week. I think it's going to be another 80 to 80 something ball game, and I think I will just pull it out because I think Drake London has a good game this week.
Yeah, I think Josh's team is better than you in the rest of season, but week 2 rankings, I think you got him. So let me just explain. You're right with Christian McCaffrey. I don't think he's going to play. Zach Moss will do Zach Moss things. I really like Devontae Adams and Zay Flowers. I really like those two for him, his top 2. And then Mark Andrews can do well too. But then the rest, Austin Eckler, Dobbs.
Hey, real quick, I got to say this. Feed the Lead is great. It's so funny because we could say Romeo Dubes and we all know who the fuck it is.
Right.
Jimmy Cook, we had a draft there for Kaylee. Shout out Kaylee because I'm sure you're watching this with Jimmy. We had whatever. Anyways, somebody picked Romeo Dubes. So Jimmy says, Romeo Dubes, Feed the Need, right? Everybody's like, who the fuck is that? Absolutely mind blown, created so much chaos. Nobody knew the fuck he was talking about. It was just quite funny. I found it very hilarious. Anyways,
but that being said, your team, I like everyone other than really, I really like your team. I other than your quarterback, I really think you need to do a better job at trying to figure out a quarterback situation. I don't think Jared Goff should be your yearly guy. Like rest of the year guy. Other than that, but I think you take this pretty easily. My average points has 107 to 71 for you. I think that's a pretty good score. I think you're going to get them by 30.
Oh, Don't. It's too late for this right now. You're going to be too excited. Okay, it's wife's sleeping down there. Okay, come on.
You're getting them by 30, brother. Have
I
fun
love
tonight.
that.
You know what I'm saying? You will.
See you in 30 seconds. Anyways, last but not least here, it is the battle of the Trevor here. It's black versus brown, number 8 versus 9.
Oh, matchup of the week.
70.
If we had a big matchup of the week, it would be Trev versus Trev. 8 versus 9. Mediocrity against 2-0.
The number 8, they got a win with 78. The number 9, they got a loss with 106.
That's what I'm saying. There's a lot of storylines that you can make up with this one.
Agreed. It's kind of cool to see because it's Jaden Daniels versus his dad, Lamar Jackson. It's the young versus the old in that style.
So that's our whole teams against each other. It's young versus old, baby.
Yeah, I'll give it to you. It's Brian
Why don't
Robinson.
You my starting wide receivers, dude?
Yeah, you start 3 rookie receivers and 1 third-year guy: Garrett Wilson, Marvin Harrison, Malik Neighbors, Xavier Legette. Wow. I don't think your team's going to start off well, but week 6 through 10 they're going to hit a stride. I'm not saying that. Just let me finish. Just shut the fuck up and let me finish.
I was going to agree with you because you're right. I like your take. Go.
It just comes down to matchups. I'm the matchup guy. Blackburn has Lamar versus Vegas. I just don't think Lamar is going to rush for another 122 yards. I think a mediocre.
Right.
Huh?
Yeah,
he's going to have a mediocre game of the 12 of 16 because he's just going to throw the ball a couple times. Jacob's already questionable against Indianapolis. It's okay. ETN.
Got a chest injury.
What's that?
He's got a chest injury of some sort.
Jacobs?
Yeah.
Back.
Oh, I thought it was the chest.
Back. Right here. Let me know the back injury.
Oh, you're right.
Is ETN against Cleveland. I don't like that matchup really at all. Cleveland's just I don't think that defense is going to be okay. I just don't think that ETN is just going to absolutely eat. I do think he could have a potentially big game because of his fumble. But then he has Tank Dell and Stephon Diggs against Chicago. I understand that Chicago's offense is just awful to watch. But that defense was the number 1 scoring defense last week.
Yeah,
tough matchup there. He has 2 he has 2 Jags and 2 Texans on his team. I don't like that. JSN versus New England. That is awful. That New England defense looked great. Josh Palmer versus Kyle. And then you go to your matchup. You have Jaden Daniels against the Giants. Please. You have Brian Robinson against the Giants too. They're both due for a tug right there. Chase Brown against Kansas City. I think they're going to be down a lot, and I think that Chase Brown's going to be more of the pass down, getting all that. Garrett Wilson, I saw a thing, Pat McAfee show with Aaron Rodgers, and Aaron Rodgers, like, how many targets did G get? He's like, we got to get him the ball. That guy's too good to not get him the ball. I think Garrett Wilson's going to have an absolute breakout game against Tennessee. Marvin Harrison, I understand that Kyler said what he said, but I think Marvin's going to have a decent game with a touchdown.
I agree. Usually, sorry. Go ahead.
I'm just saying, I love your matchups. They're all damn near green. Blackburn's all red. I do think you win this one handily. I think you do put up some more points, but I don't think you're going to get into the hundreds. I think it's going to be like 94 to 83, and you win.
Yeah, I know. I like all those takes, to be perfectly honest, brother. I think you hit the nail on the head with Kansas City and Chase Brown. Brian Robinson's going to score because he always does. He always gets about 20 totes and a score. That's why I picked him. Jaden Daniels looked great. He was I think, QB5 at like 26 points. So he looked great. He's going to run a lot more, and he's going to pass better, hopefully, against New York Giants. The only thing that scares me is the Kyler Murray and the Marvin Harrison. It's not my job to get him the targets or whatever it is. It is.
Yes, it is your ball. It's your fucking job.
It is. Throw him the ball, dude. Like, you threw it to him 3 times, 4 times. Throw him the ball. Like, even if he's not open, they picked him at what, 6, at 7 or 8, whatever it was. So yeah, it is your job. Throw them the ball, and they'll work that out. And so that was kind of a worried when I went this strategy where I went with the young guys, because they were going to have, weeks like week 1 and week 2, and my goal was to get through week 1 or week 2 with 1 or 2 wins, and hopefully kind of like ride that storm, not with a lot of points, but hopefully just win and then ride that storm, because I know weeks 4, 5, 6, and 7 I'm going to start popping. And so Laporta, I think, will bounce back real well. And then Xavier Legette actually looks probably the best out of all 4 of them, to be perfectly honest. And that's what they're saying down in Carolina, too, that he was the best receiver on the field. And he's 6'3" and the fastest guy on the field. So I like that matchup, too. So that being said, I think you're 100% right with Diggs and Dell. If they have a bad game and it's against Chicago, yikes. ETN against Cleveland, yikes. Or Jackson against Las Vegas, yikes. Yeah, I think I win this game, and I think I score a decent amount of points. I think I get to the hundreds. I think I'm a 105, 110 to like 80.
We don't know. It's all fun and games. But that being said, it's week 2. We're here. We're going 4-0. We're going to try to run this as long as possible. Dude, we're there. I'm excited. The Ducks are going to lose this weekend, so the Sunday will be fun to watch some actual football I don't give a shit about. But
go Cougs, baby! 3-0, baby! Fuck the Fuskies! Fuck the Fuskies! Let's go!
All right, with that being said, good luck to everybody besides Paddock. Fuck Paddock this week. See you guys.
Deuces.